Well, this is great paddling conditions. Yesterday, the weather set was supposed to be like 20 gusting to 40. But I'm glad they were wrong. There's just barely the slightest little breeze. It's great paddling conditions. First portage of the season. An hour into the trip. Well, this sure is different than when I came through here last year. Last spring, it was a headwind. I was fighting a headwind the whole way up this lake. It was a total pain. And today, there's barely a breath of wind at all, and it's at my back for once. And it's so warm, I had to take off my jacket. This is quite lovely, actually. Home sweet home for tonight. So considerate of somebody. Make things a little more inviting in here. Shout out to my wife, who made lots of really great dehydrated meals like always. Mashed potatoes, turkey with gravy, and stuffing. Not bad for being in the middle of the woods. You are quite the woman, Mrs. Smith. Thank you. It rained in the night, so certainly nice to have the cabin. Got no wet gear this morning. Rain's stopped now, but it obviously rained in the night. Everything's kind of dripping. And I had a visitor right before bed. I went outside to go brush my teeth and just kind of had a flashlight on looking around. And I just saw a pair of eyes kind of shining back looking at me through the woods. I couldn't tell what it was. Deer, raccoon, bear. Couldn't tell. I didn't hear no big smashing through the woods. A bear will usually take off and make a lot of noise when you startle them. I didn't really hear much of anything. It just kind of disappeared. So raccoon, deer, I don't know. And now it's on to the Tobeatic. Lost the paddle. See if I can catch it when it comes down. I got my paddle back. Except now I'm soaking wet because I fell in the river. But at least I got two paddles again. I was hoping to save myself this 1.2 whatever kilometer portage and run the rapids, but as you can see, it's just more trouble than it's worth. It's way too early in this week-long trip, 6-7 days, whatever. It's way too early to be losing a paddle already, and I'm lucky I snagged that paddle. So that was a close call. Portage is right here on the side. I'm just gonna do the rest of the portage. I've probably got about 2/3 of it that I've paddled down, so probably only a couple hundred yards. Yeah, I'm not taking any more chances with this. I'll bet there's not a fun story behind that. I've set up camp for the night. I was planning to go just a little further, just to Tupper Lake Brook, and I guess I probably could have, but it's looking pretty dark, like overcast. It's looking like it could rain just about any time. So I got here and was like, you know what, I don't feel like setting up in the rain tonight, so stopped here, set up quick, and now I'm ready. Hammock set up, secondary tarp. It can rain all at once now. I'm set up for it. It's not a bad little spot though. And that place where I was gonna go, I've heard there's a campsite there. I've never been there before, but I've heard it's a good campsite. But anyway, this is just fine. It's the old roadway, part of the old roadway, old Bowater Mersey roads. There's a ton of them back here. Show you around a little bit. You see there's not much left. I mean, you could still get an ATV, like a Jeep or something down it. I mean, I'm sure there's trees down. The last time I came through here, there was still a bridge here last time. I mean, that was 5 or 6 years ago. Me and the wife came through. There was a bridge then, but not now. The roadway makes a nice kind of open, flat spot. It'd be great if you were in tent. There'd be tons of room for tents. But I'm here on Sand Lake. Well, shit. Ah, hot coffee feels good. Well, that day didn't go quite as I planned. I wasn't terrible or nothing, but that's the second time I've skipped the first portage, or at least most of the first portage on those rapids below Irving Lake. It's the second time I've lost a paddle. At least this time I got it back. Last time I didn't. So yeah, anyone that wants to do this trip is thinking about doing the run from Irving Lake down to here to Sand Lake, I wouldn't recommend doing running the rapids. I mean, you do what you want. I'm sure there's certainly better canoeists than I am, but I like to think that I'm pretty decent, but that just didn't work out great. It was just so technical. There's just so many weaving around the rocks. It's not that there's any great big drops or standing waves or anything like that. It's just, man, at one point that I got my paddle wedged in between two rocks, and that just ripped the paddle right out of my hand, and that little scrape on my leg was from when I went to get my paddle. I could see it hung up in like some brush and stuff on the side, and I had to kind of run across the river like up over my knees, and I tripped, and anyway, I guess it's all part of it. Still not raining, but it looks like it could start about any time, but all set up. And tomorrow's a short day, at least hopefully. I'm hoping to be at another cabin. Oh, here comes the rain. Hoping to be at another cabin tomorrow night. Should only take me a couple hours to get there from here. So if everything gets wet tonight, hopefully I have a cabin to dry everything out in tomorrow. This is what that old road looks like. Getting pretty grown in. Just up, campsite's just over there. Old sign. I mean, I don't think you can access this anymore now that the bridge is out. This will just grow up and disappear, I mean, which is the point. I mean, this is all protected area now. It'll just grow back, and this road will just cease to exist eventually. this is the other side of the river from my campsite. Campsite's over there. The road here, you can tell, is a lot better condition than on the other side. This side here, I'm pretty sure you could get like an ATV or a truck here, as long as you had access to the gate over the bridge on the Mersey River, just above Lake Rosignol. So I'm pretty sure you could walk out from here if you were so inclined. I bet you it'd take you a few hours, but probably quite a few hours. I don't know exactly how far it is. I've never done it, but I'd say based on the condition of this road, I'd say you could probably get out from here if you had to. Yeah, much different looking over here. Well, I found the cabin, and it looks even nicer than I expected. This place is sweet. Oh, it's in such good shape. I mean, I did hear it was renovated just a couple of years ago. I'd say they did quite a job. Wow, this is great. Bat's Nest, 1925. And there's even a fully stocked woodshed. I thought I was going to be cutting wood for a while. Nice new metal roof. Wow. Whoever did all this work did a great job. Even got a brand new outhouse. take advantage of this nice weather, do a bit of laundry. Try not to smell like a wild animal when I get back in a few days. Whew. Really well defined and marked path behind the cabin. No idea where it goes, but if I was going to guess, I'd say it probably ends up at one of the old Bowater roads. You could probably get here by ATV, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to walk for a minute, see if I can find anything. Well, so much for the leading to a logging road idea. The trail behind the cabin just leads a minute or two to this barren, to this little brook. There's this axe, small little hatchet that someone's left here, which is pretty handy. I mean, I brought my own axe, of course, but if someone showed up and had forgotten one, or only had something small, little hatchet, and wanted something bigger, it's nice of someone to leave them here. Just gonna touch them up with the file a little bit. Not a terrible axe, actually. Well, Bat's Rest Cabin is a 10 out of 10. This place is great. It's such a great place to spend the night. I could easily come back here and spend a couple days just here. There is an easier way to get here than the way that I came. It took me 2 days, the way that I came through Kejimkujik, but you can leave from Lake Rosignol and get here, and takes maybe one long day. Maybe just early in the second day. I've never come that way. never been here before, but those are the only two ways to get here that I'm aware of. But yeah, definitely a sweet spot. It's going to be hard to leave it in the morning, but I have another day full of portages. One really big one tomorrow. It's like 2.5 kilometers into Boot Lake from Little Tobeatic. So I got a full day ahead of me tomorrow. Nice and calm this morning. I think it rained just a little in the night, not a lot. It's not supposed to rain today. I'm kind of sorry to be leaving this cabin. I really enjoyed here, but I've got a long ways to go yet. And I won't be in a rush to leave. I'll just take my time and putter around. It's 8 o'clock. This is what's left of an old dam back from the days that all this area was logged some 100-something years ago. Not much left, but you can kind of tell there's some timbers right there. That's not a natural ledge. This is my big carry for today. It's supposed to be around 2.5 kilometers, maybe not quite that. The only good thing is supposedly half, maybe even better than half from what I've read and looked, follows an old road. So hopefully half or better should be pretty easy going. And once I'm done this portage, which I imagine is going to take probably the better part of 2 hours to get everything over there, but other side of this portage is Boot Lake, and then I'm pretty close to Spectacle Lake from there, which is the destination for today. Well, kind of like I suspected, the first little while, yeah, probably 2/3 anyway, the first while of this portage is nice and easy on this old road, but things get significantly worse in a bit. Oh, portaging is so much fun. That was a bigger day than I was planning on. That big portage. It started off great. That fun, following that road. But once it got in the trees, little path following flag and tape, it got pretty rough. It got pretty rough, hard to follow. And then it ends at this little stream you could pretty much jump across, travel down that stream for a little bit. Wind falls and strainers trees down. I had to climb over and drag the canoe over. Anyway, it's a lot later than I was hoping to be all set up for the night. It's 8:30 or 6:30, excuse me, 6:30. It says it's not supposed to rain, the weather on my inReach, even though it looks like it will. I'm not gonna bother setting up the secondary tarp. I got the tarp over the hammock, of course, and if it does end up raining, I'll just hang out the rest of the night in the hammock. But I just need to stop doing stuff and relax. I just got done cutting wood and getting a fire going. It's time to get something to eat and just relax, because tomorrow's another big day. Not as many portages, actually, hopefully only one or two. Speaking of old logging history, I was talking about that dam that I found, had to go around earlier today. This old chain would have been used for some kind of logging, forestry operations. This is old too. I don't know how good you can see that on the camera, but like, that's old. Kind of neat though. Usually I don't have a fire in the morning, only because it's a bit time consuming to get everything going and stuff, and I'm not much of a morning person. I usually like to sleep in a bit, and then it's almost a little bit of a rush to pack everything up and get going. But this morning I actually managed to get myself up at about 20 to 7, so I got lots of time. Normally I cook in the morning. I have my stove. I'll cook on the stove in the morning just to save time, but I only brought that one bottle of fuel, and since I have the time this morning, I'll do my cooking on the fire and save the fuel. At least the weather report was true to its word. Didn't rain last night at all. Everything's nice and dry. A little cool this morning, but not below freezing. case you were wondering, this little neat grill here, that's not mine. I found that here at the campsite when I got here last night. This is my grill that I brought along with me, it's a great little grill. It works great. I mean, obviously you need to build like a little support of rocks or logs. I mean, not that that's hard or difficult, but I mean, this thing is perfect, and it was here. Take advantage of what I got. Looks like an old forest fire over there. Well, that was a barrel of fun. I read that there was supposed to be a portage around that mess, but I didn't see any sign of any. I mean, my guidebook says that it shouldn't be a big deal to run down that to paddle it, but as you can see, water is not high. I'd call water like moderate right now. And if you're gonna come do this, the West Branch, I'd probably recommend not coming unless you got high water, at least for that part. wanted to run Benny's Run this last run here on the West Branch, but there's just not enough water. If there was more water, I'm sure it would just be fun and exciting, but now it's just bump and grind on rocks the whole way. So I found this very conveniently located ATV trail, which is probably not supposed to be here, but anyway, I'm gonna take it. Well, that day went as planned. Well, the plan was to get here. The water levels were not as planned. Oh, there were so many runs today that would have just been fun, but it was just the water's so low. I mean, for this spring, for this time of year. This is the East Branch of the Jordan right here next to me. The West Branch that I came in on is just over there. I did the East Branch here a few years ago, and I know that when I did it back then, there was a fair bit more water then than there is now. But at least from here on in, from here to the end, there's a familiar territory. I've been over this before, so I kind of know what to expect. I mean, except for what these runs are going to look like in lower water, but at least I know where I'm going. I'm not sure if I can get out tomorrow, or if I got to stay one more night. I'm not really sure. I'm not rushing. If I got to stay warm at night, that's fine. But yeah, we'll see. It's a nice spot to spend the night, though. Surely there's a fish in here. Fish, but it's a pickerel. He's looking for a trout. Well, at least it's something. Beautiful morning on the river. Now my hope is, I know from here on out I got a lot of class 1, class 2 runs. Nothing's really a big deal until Devil's Back, just below Lake John. That isn't really even a big deal. And then Big Falls, when I'm almost at the end, I'll portage around that like I intended to. I'm hoping that now I'm in the river combined. I got the east branch and the west branch that have combined. I'm hoping I got just enough kind of water volume to float me down these runs, that I don't need to do a whole lot of what I was doing yesterday, just lining down and dragging over rocks, and that's just slow going. So here's hoping I got just enough water to squeak by today. At least it's nice and sunny. Still fun, but would have been even more fun with more water, like last time I came through. Great little run. I love that thing. This was where I spent my the last night when I did the East Branch a few years ago, and where I thought I might spend the night tonight, but it's only noon. It's only noon, so I guess I'll just keep moseying along, head for the finish line. This should be the last portage of the trip, and then it's the home stretch. Enjoying this last little bit of time running the river in the woods. Won't be too much longer now. I'll be starting to hit civilization. There'll be houses and stuff along the river before too long. Just about at the end. I'm kind of sorry to have it over. I made it!